Hey guys!
Hello everybody.
How are you guys doing today? We are back to teach you about the app. My name is Stav. I am the head of social media here at Retouch. We're the company behind the Enlight app and Enlight PhotoFox.
And I'm Joseph. I'm the visual artist. I'm actually the creator of the tutorials in Enlight.
Yeah, so today we are just going to answer all your questions. We have a few questions from last week that we're going to go over. People like to leave comments underneath the live session that we do, and we love to answer them either on the spot or the following week. So if you guys have any questions or you just want to say hi, go ahead and say that below. And the first thing actually we want to talk to you about is the new update. So last week, I think it was last week or this week, we released an update and it actually has something really cool in it. It has two new tools. One of them is Retouch, which is free for everybody, and one of them is Target, which is a pro tool. We're going to show you guys how to use Retouch. So let's do that. And don't forget to leave us lots of likes and love below. I see we have a few people here saying hello. So hi to Asgar Balut, and hello. Hi from Kader in New Orleans, and who else? Atlanta, Georgia. We have Dane Campbell from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, Dane.
Yeah, so let's get started.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so let's talk about Retouch. So Retouch is actually a cool tool if you take portraits. You can see this is a portrait that we actually, which way? That way. That way.
That's a very...
This way? There it is.
Yeah,
okay, so this is a portrait we actually took outside like a few minutes ago. And Retouch is great for fixing up your portraits. We actually are also the people behind the app Facetune, so it's a little bit similar to that if you guys know that app.
Yeah.
If not, it's free to download, so go download it.
It's a very cool app. Very useful. So basically we have this feature right here. If you go to the category bar and then you go to tools, you'll find it here just at the end. It's Retouch with this small face. And then you have, maybe you know about these tools. If you already know about the other app, Facetune, you'll know this, you'll be familiarized with this. It's Smooth is actually a tool specifically for fixing all kinds of imperfections in the skin, which is actually very useful. Sometimes we make selfies, we need a cool portrait picture or a profile picture, and sometimes we have not a good day and we can make some tweaks to our skin. So for example, here I'm going to show you maybe let's make just a little bit smooth my skin, and you're gonna notice it's very smooth. The smoothness that it does, it's very subtle, but you're gonna see that it makes the difference once we compare it. So you see it start to make all these small details look much better, and I'm gonna show you right now. That's actually a quite funny expression of mine. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, like, let's zoom in. So you can see it actually, if you see the detail, it just disappears, all the imperfections, and then it looks more smooth. All right. So there's the other feature that we have here. It's details. It's actually very good for getting out all of those details. If, for example, in the eyes, it's very cool. Like this, you just swipe and then it just turns like magic. You know, then you got already the effect. You don't have to mask or anything. It's just like a brush. It works like a brush that has already the effect. So as you can see, and if you brush, if you swipe more around the area, you'll have a stronger effect. Just like that, as you can see. And also we have whiten, which is for specifically for making smiles whiten. So let's try it here, and like magic, hey, it's just like missing the spark, you know, at the end, like ding, you know.
Or it's taking away all the coffee I drink every day, yeah. Something like that.
And then we compare, and just look at that. And we have the restore, which is a restore brush that you can just go back to the original photo if you just do like that, and you get rid of the effect. So it's a very cool. Let's make it back.
Super cool for you guys who are into taking selfies, or you're more of a portrait photographer, so that's a really helpful tool. And you actually, once you use it, you can really see how much of a difference it makes. It'll be hard to go back, I think.
Yeah.
Once you start, it's very hard to stop.
So be careful.
We have one question here I want to answer really quickly from Cameron Malik, and he's saying, why is it 25% more expensive to buy in the UK than in the USA? Actually, it doesn't really have anything to do with us. It's actually a tax-related thing. So it has to do with taxes. I think Brexit maybe had something to do with it. So that's not out of our hands. It has to do with
Government
taxes,
politics.
things that have nothing to do with us. So that's your answer. I just wanted to let you know, so that you know we're not, just picking on British people. We'd never do that. Okay, so we can move on. So I think we can move on. Let's talk about transparent. Someone last week asked us to go over how to work with transparent layers. I think his name was Andrew Pugh. So I don't know if you're listening right now, Andrew Pugh, but I remembered your name from last week, and I wrote it down, and now we're answering your question. So
how do you do to get such a good memory?
I write it down.
Oh, that's the secret.
You can't see.
It's a little bit disappointing. All right.
I can't keep secrets.
I thought there was like a vitamin or something. Whatever. All right.
Yeah.
So he was asking about.
So he wants to know how to work with transparent layers. He also why would you choose to use, say, a transparent layer over a photo? Like when you go here, I know you can tap here or here, and then you can pick either photo or transparent. What's the advantage to using transparent?
Well, there are many advantages. First of all, if you want to create just a color layer, just if you want to have a layer that has nothing but a color or just white, you can just create that instead of having to transform the picture that you already have into white and then save it, or something like how we used to do it in Enlight 1, that you have to take, for example, this image and then go to adjust and turn it white and then save it. Now, if you go here, you add a transparent layer, and then you go to layers and fill, and then you tap checkmark. You already have. You can have this kind of thing going on, and you can use it as a background, for example. It's very good for backgrounds. If you are masking a specific image and it has a person and you want to have it in the background, so you can very easily go and create your own background just like that. Now you can also fill with paper, and then you have all kinds of cool textures. You can do that also in any layer, but it's kind of cool that you have that from scratch. You can have separate transparent layer and then just have total control over that. So that's one of the advantages. And you can also turn this into a colorful paper if you choose colors, just for you to know. And yeah, basically. That's transparent layers.
So wait, but before you do that, I feel so now if you wanted to do erase, will we come through the photo?
If I want to erase this image.
Say I want this paper to be the background.
So if I want this paper to be the background, I'm just gonna drag it to the
it has to be the bottom layer,
and I'm gonna start erasing, for example, here, all this area. And that's it. Now you're gonna have a paper background.
Cool.
Okay. You get the idea.
Yeah, I get the idea.
And then it's very cool because you can just go back in here and then just keep changing colors. For example, you can go to Duo, and it gives you total control over the color.
Of the back layer.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
So by the way, I wanted to talk also about target. So let's show people about this new feature. Now let's choose a different photo for this one. Let's choose this image. All right. So let's go to target. It's basically if you already have Enlight 1 or you know already what this feature does. It's basically the same, but it's very it's very useful, and we're very happy to have it back. Also, we have different kinds of um, linear, mirror and radial, all kinds of shapes that we can have for our target. And also, we have also something different that wasn't in Enlight 1, that you can actually change to an oval. You can drag from taking these small lines in each side of the circle, and then you just have these kind of cool shapes, and that gives you just a wider range of control. So let's say we basically, if you don't know what target does, it takes specific color of the picture, and then you can alterate.
I feel like just show them.
All right.
I'll explain it as you go along.
All right, just basically changes the color, a specific color that you're standing on. So for example, now let's go to tone, and let's change the hue.
Like a lot of people think that as you, like, because it highlights it in red, it's changing the color to red, and then they're like, I can change it in red, but when I save it, nothing happens. Like, why isn't it still red? So actually the red is only there to show you what color it's selecting. So for example, like all of the dark purples in the photo will be selected in red when you hover the target over it. Or dark blues in this case. Like you see, it's not only the whale, it's also those waves along the top. And then once you go to tone, that's where you're actually changing whatever was selected in red, you're changing it to, what color is that? Purplish,
Purple.
or do something more drastic, Joseph.
Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, pink. Is that pink?
That's pink. It's the same
Okay.
color. It just raises some
Yeah,
contrast.
that's cool.
So also,
And then it also actually makes you easier to, like if you wanted to erase here, it makes it easier to erase. Maybe you want to erase the water and leave the whale green.
yeah, I
Right.
mean, yeah, because it makes a differentiation, more like stronger differentiation between the elements. Also, you have control over how much of that color is going to take, and or how specific it's going to be. If you pull these small arrows, then you see it's going to be more sharp, the selection of that specific color. And if you drag it
It's more
down,
like dispersed.
yeah, it's more dispersed, and then it's like it has a wider range of colors that look like that color. I hope that's clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys don't think it's clear, let us know, and we will.
Yeah, it's very simple. It's very self-explanatory, this tool. And you can also, as always, you can go to erase, and you can create your own mask if there's something that is not working exactly as you're hoping, or just to give you more control over it. You can just specifically go and mask the areas that you don't want to have the effect on. All right.
Okay, so let's keep going.
All right.
So let's do maybe the tutorial.
I'm gonna show first. All right, let's do a tutorial. I wanted to show about some transforming features. So this is the tutorial that we did not actually this week.
Yeah.
And
We actually started doing video tutorials. I don't know if you guys realize, but we moved up from the 4-step tutorials to the video tutorials.
we upgraded.
So yeah, so tell us what you think about them, if you prefer the video ones or if you prefer them written out for you with the picture, or we'd love to get your feedback. So let us know what you think in the comments below, or check out the tutorial. We have 2 so far. We have one from Tuesday, which is this guy right here. This guy, you never know which way to point. This way. This guy.
Yeah.
And there's one which is a flower splash, which is like taking a red splash and a flower and putting it together. And it's a cool composition. So check those out. And we have a new one on Tuesday coming.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so basically we're gonna erase just a little bit of a character. The idea is to take a picture of a couple, basically two people that are interacting, but the interaction has to be like you have to see that there's like at least like an arm or holding, so it's gonna create like a more crazy effect once you're erasing. So let's start erasing the character, and be careful not to erase her, just like that. And remember, you also have here in the top right corner, you have this brush control that you can set your brush to the size. You can set the opacity. You can
Yeah,
set
this is
the
something
feather.
really cool that that we didn't have in Inlight 1. So there's a lot of people that are buying are just downloading PhotoFox for free and are saying, what, it's pretty much the same as Inlight. This is like a super cool feature, which like you can actually control the eraser, and the edge avoidance is like really much easier to use.
And it works much better.
And it works much better. So if you're really into mixing photos, which I feel like a ton of you are, then the eraser is like a super advantage, all the eraser controls.
Yeah. And you can also deactivate the edge avoid here, and you can have like more like, you know, clean brush. So let's keep going, and just like that.
Do you want to know what people are saying about the if they prefer video tutorials or written? Do you want to guess?
I'm kind of nervous.
Do you want to guess?
I think they want both.
Yes, everyone wants both.
Really?
They want us to work twice as hard. It's not cool. Just kidding. We will if you want.
Oh, I know my people, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, you do. That's impressive. I would have thought they would say video for sure, but
I don't know. Something tell me.
Something told you?
Yeah. My tutorial instinct.
Intuition.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask, because we sort of have nothing to do while Joseph takes his time making this guy's face
Patience makes
transparent.
perfection. Quoted by me.
We have someone who just joined in, Ron Boger. Hi, Ron.
Hello, Ron.
Thank you for joining us.
And welcome.
Yes, welcome. And wow, people are welcoming him too. Kader Al-Harimi is saying that he missed out. You didn't miss too much, Ron. Don't worry. We'll fill you in. Or Kadar can fill you in, actually. Dane is asking if we're going to get any updates for the text fonts, like Curve. A lot of people are actually asking about that. About if you can curve text. So you can kind of do it with Transform, right?
With Transform
With
or
Reshape.
with Reshape.
Okay, so maybe we'll show you guys how you can do it. There's no tool for it, but there's sort of a way to get around it.
Yeah.
So we'll show you how to do that in a second.
Oh, and that's also a cool way to use transparent layers, because if you create a layer with transparency and then you add some text, then you have the text separated and you can just do whatever you want with it.
Also another advantage to transparent, which we didn't talk about, is like if you want to design your own logo or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it can be, or say a watermark, you can design a watermark, you can like use a font and put a picture in it, and then if it's and then you can save it transparent. You have to save it as, not as PNG, right?
As a PNG.
As a PNG.
So it will have the
so that it'll have the transparent background. Otherwise, if you save it as JPEG, it'll be a white background.
Yeah.
Right? So make sure you save it as PNG. The settings are, if you tap in the top left corner of the app, you can get to the settings. And then you can use that photo to put on like all of your pictures if you want.
Yep. I'm almost done here, so you better get some questions there. People are asking.
We have Corrine asking if you can import fonts into the app. You can't do that yet, but that's not a bad idea.
That's a cool
Pass
idea.
that along. Ezekiel Bolden is asking if Inlight and Inlight PhotoFox are the same. So actually, Inlight is the first version of the app. It came out in 2015. Inlight PhotoFox is the next generation. And it actually just came out like July 6th, I think, actually, is the date. And it has, it's a free app to download, Inlight PhotoFox, whereas Inlight was a paid app. And PhotoFox is free. It comes with layers, a bunch of new tools. You can go pro in order to get even more new tools and tons of packs and things like that. So basically, Inlight PhotoFox is the next generation of Inlight. That's the best way to explain.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I messed up. Wait a second. I'm about to finish.
Joseph, you're such a perfectionist.
I'm sorry. I'm guilty.
You guys see what I have to deal with?
Guilty.
Shirley is saying that PhotoFox is like super Inlight, is a good description of it.
Super Inlight.
Or it's like Inlight on crack.
Yeah.
It's like a night on Red Bull.
Yeah, that sounds,
Yeah,
that's smoother.
Yeah, okay. It's more PG.
All right, we're done here. Let's stop the check mark. And now we're gonna add the image that we're gonna put on the empty space of this image. So let's choose this weird thin texture that is going on here.
So this image we actually got off of Unsplash, which is a cool website for stock photos. They're high resolution photos. They have a lot of cool things. So if you guys are looking for photos to mix together, that's a great source. And actually, when we did the tutorial on Tuesday, we actually used an urban backdrop. But right now,
yeah,
we like doing new things.
We're gonna change it just a little bit, just to because you're watching us live, so
we get bored.
We
need changes.
We like to improvise. So now let's drag these. No, first I'm gonna show you how the transform feature works. So go to layers and then tapping on transform. For everybody that didn't saw the last tutorial, I was explaining how it works, so that if you once you tap the transform, you'll see 4 dots in each corner. So that means that you can actually drag each dot, and then you can drag it just like that, and it will be changing the perspective of the image, and just like that, and you can just do it, drag any. And now there's also another way that you can use this tool. You can also tap on the line, and then it will change in a more symmetrical way the perspective. It's very good for creating perspective effects. And if you don't like what you're doing, you want to start over, you just long press on the transform, and then you got it reset. So having said that, we're gonna bring this to the background, and whoa, what's happening here? I like it. Look at that.
Someone's saying that you missed his arm. Oh, you did.
Oh, I didn't. That's a good.
See?
People
are watching you.
They're looking at me.
They're looking at you. We also have a comment from Judy. We can answer this here. She's asking if we're hitting a button to zoom in and zoom out.
No.
So to zoom in and zoom out, you actually use your 2 fingers, sort of like you pinch to zoom out. No, you pinch to zoom in, and you like pinch away to zoom out. So that's how you do it. Judy, very, very good question. Vladimir is asking why we eliminated the option to animate. So in Light 1, you could actually animate your editing sessions. And it was a feature we actually worked really, really hard on, and then a lot of people weren't really using it. Although, since we switched to PhotoFox without it, we have gotten a few people who've asked about it. So if you guys really want it, contact our support team, write it in the comments below, and our product manager is watching all of this. So.
This is very
so
crazy.
Maybe he'll. Well,
I like it.
It can't. Yeah.
But now let's just play with the colors a little bit. Ooh, okay. Interesting.
What? Oh.
Very interesting. Okay, check mark, and now let's add some filters. I love these filters. Seriously.
What filters are they? Oh, in filters.
The filters in filters.
Filters.
They're very cool filters here. You can check.
Looks too much like the sky, though. Sorry, I
What?
don't like it.
You don't like
It's
the sky?
too blue. No, it's too blue.
Wait.
Sorry, I'll let you work. If you guys have any questions, now's the time, because I'm scrolling and I'm watching you.
All right. That's about it.
That's it. I feel like we should can we add some text, and then we can show people how you can curve it? That might be a good idea.
All right, let's add a new layer, transparent layer, and we're gonna go to type in add. Within add, you go to type, and let's choose any bold, just for you to see very well what I'm gonna do. Let's long press, and let's say something like hello, right? And let's stop the check mark, and now we're gonna go to Tools, and then Reshape. And basically, you can just come here and use you have the refine and you have the reshape, right? So with the refine, it's more like more small change. It's more local.
More refined.
It's more refined. It's a refined is more refined. And then you have reshape that is like a stronger effect. It's just like that. Yeah, actually you can do some. Yeah, if you wanna like the whole word, you wanna create an effect, it's good to use reshape. And if you wanna change a specific letter or a specific area of a letter, you should use refine. That's, yeah. And then you have bloat. You can make it even more like a bloat. And you also have contour. It does some cool effect. And you also have restore. Then you can make it look like it was before.
I like it though the way it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
the cool thing is because
That's really cool.
the cool thing because we have the transparent layer, we're not affecting the picture that is behind. So that's very cool. That's something that we wouldn't be able to do in a light one. So this is a very cool advantage that we have here.
We actually have a comment in all capital letters from Malik, and he is asking how to stop an abandonment because I can't find it anywhere to do it in the app. So I quickly Googled abandonment because I don't know French. I think that's French. And it means subscribe. So I think what Malik did is he subscribed and he wants to cancel his subscription, or maybe he wants to change his subscription. So that's not actually in the app. You do that through the App Store.
Through the App Store, yes.
You go to, actually, if you just Google it, how to unsubscribe. Here, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to tell you exactly how to unsubscribe from App Store subscriptions. It's the same way with any subscription. It's not particular to us. So it's not like we don't have the way to do it in the app. It's the same way with all App Store subscriptions. There's actually a great article here from iMore. You go to the Settings app, and you go to iTunes in the App Store. You tap on your Apple ID. There's like basically it's through the settings in the app. So that's how you do it. That's your answer. And Google will also help you out.
Yeah. We can also put the link if...
Yeah, we can also actually put the link. He said, sorry about the cap. Oh, here, people are telling him how. Okay, we also actually, Mark Edelman, speaking of Mark Edelman, because he just made a comment, he asked us last time if we could show how to use Elements. So I wanted to just go over Elements.
All right.
Really quickly. Elements is one of my favorite tools.
Yeah, mine
It's
too.
great for graphic designers, and there's like a lot you can do with it because they're sort of like blocks of color that you can, I don't know, they just look cool.
Yeah, it's very trendy right now, actually. So you have all these cool elements. Let's say, for example, you add this, and then you can go and you can do many things with it. You can add another one exactly like him by tapping on the plus icon right at the bottom, and you can erase it with the trash icon. And you can go and select this and then go to tools. You can change the color, right? And if you want to use the color from the picture that you're working on, then you can just choose the color picker and then do something like that.
They're asking if they can invert that.
What invert?
Like make this picture the
Yeah.
picture and then make everything else purple. Who's asking that? Someone just asked that. Dane Campbell just asked that.
To make what exactly?
Like he wants to invert it. So I don't think you can. So it means like this will be, you'll see the girl's face and everything else will be the purple color, but it'll still be this shape.
I think
There might be a way
there
actually.
might be a way. No.
Give Joseph a minute. He might be able to figure it out.
I might find a way. Wait a second. Let me try something. And if that doesn't work, I don't think it's going to work. But let me see. Oh, well, kind of. Kind of.
Kind of. Getting there.
Not exactly.
I knew you could do it. Almost. I knew you could almost do it.
I need to figure that out. But I think it's possible. I think it's possible.
We'll work on that and then we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
We have a question from Andy Meredith. He's asking if it has to be a subscription or can you go pro for a one-time payment. So actually you can. We actually gave that option because we know that there are people that aren't into subscriptions. They know they're just going to forget and they're going to... So there's a monthly subscription option, a yearly subscription option, and then there's a one-time payment. So you guys can pick whichever one you prefer. Or if the price isn't right for you, just download the free version and use that. It's totally cool. Okay, so unless you guys have any more questions, I think we're pretty much done here. And
we cover a lot of stuff today.
Yeah, we cover a lot of stuff. If you have specific questions, write them below, or you can email us, askphotofox@lightricks.com. You can send us direct messages on Facebook, and we'll answer your question next week.
We'll be here.
Yeah, we'll be here next Thursday.
So thank you for watching, and see you next week.
Have a great night, or morning,
Yeah,
or afternoon.
wherever you are.